But you know what? I'd tap that.
It's up to there.
Nice.
It's ice.
This bucket is what we're collecting our black walnut in. We're kind of wanting to measure them separately this year to see exactly how much we get.
I didn't notice you had a...
Yeah, it has a black zip tie, but
bread tie there.
bread tie on it, yeah.
Up to here, it's almost...
Oh, nice. And that is our other black walnut that we tap. Once you get your buckets up, then every day that it's above freezing, you want to check on your buckets and empty them. You just don't want, you know, your sap to sit in there and go bad or anything.
That's from the 2
black walnuts. Yeah.
trees.
Yeah.
Forgot to put a lid on this. Who knows how much of this is rainwater?
Let's say it rained half an inch. That's only half an inch of that would be rain.
True. All right.
So it's still mostly sap. It
Yeah.
has to be.
I talked about in the last video that you might want to consider tapping your trees on the south side. And that's a highly debatable thing too. They actually did a study on that, tapping on each side of the tree, and they kind of basically came up with the same conclusion that you can tap on any side of the tree. It doesn't matter a whole lot. In fact, it varies a lot from season to season, tree to tree. Sometimes they say if you have a tree that you can put 2 taps on, tap one on the south, tap one on the north, you get the early flow, you get the late flow, so it's all over the place. Just tap your trees. And that is the only sugar maple that we've tapped. I think it's the only sugar maple that we have close enough to the house.
Be good, Oni. Oh, he don't like booze. Oh, Oni. Oni.
Why is he the only one that does it though?
I don't know, none of them. Well, I don't know. No, not me.
Look at him side by side, and Nami is bigger.
Yeah, Uni's little.
Nami's younger.
Yeah.
Uni's a little guy. He's special needs. Special needs.
You want him to be.
He is. Look at him. He's so cute.
Look at this.
Come on, Uni.
This tree stays cooler because it doesn't really get good direct sunlight, so this one probably won't produce a lot until kind of like mid to end of maple syrup season.
So far, the 2 black walnuts were definitely the heavy producers.
Yeah, they were.
I think we had that last year too, or at least early on. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
we did. They were flowing like crazy, and the maple
Yeah.
syrup was, I mean, the maple trees were just probably not even half of what the black walnuts were producing.
do you happen to remember if, say, the black walnuts would produce sooner, maybe, and then maple would maybe go longer? I don't remember.
Actually, I think the black walnuts are said to go longer than the maples. We'll see from our own
So
observations.
far, they're
this year.
definitely producing earlier.
Yeah.
Are you going to be a good chicken?
Ice in this one. I guess I'll just go ahead and get it.
I think this time of year, you kind of have to just collect the ice because
Yeah.
you're never going to get it to fall. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to cut a better trail down there.
Yeah. Oh, this one's got a lot in it. This tree.
Oh, goodness, it's overflowing. Oh, no, that's the top. That's the lid.
Yeah. This tree, though, even last year, it did really well.
Did we tap out last year? I can't remember.
Yeah, we tapped this last year. And I bet it's because it gets more direct sunlight over here.
Could be.
Warms up faster.
Makes sense. I didn't think we came over this far
Yep.
last year.
Yeah, we did.
Comes your chicken with you.
Come on, Uni.
It's Pat.
Uni. You gonna help me?
I mean, he was walking on his own, just saying.
He likes to be carried. Look at him.
Goodness.
Come on, Uni.
We've been boiling down the syrup that we've collected so far. In the back you have the maple sap, and in the front you have the black walnut. A lot of people, instead of using the buckets like we do, just sitting on the spiles on the tree, a lot of people will do the tubing and stick those into the bucket. And those are really nice if you want to avoid getting a lot of debris and stuff in your bucket. We really like the bucket and spile method. It's just real simple, and I like to keep everything real simple. But it does require filtering when we bring it in, because you'll get little bugs, little pieces of wood and things like that in there that you obviously want to filter out. And you can just use like cheesecloth or a filter or whatever. Boiling your sap down is a very energy intensive process. We do it in the house, but honestly, if we tapped more trees than we currently do, we would probably want to do it outside, because you're going to get a whole lot of moisture in your house, and you can kind of start to get like a sticky residue on stuff, and we kind of have to keep wiping things down all the time. So if you want to do it on small scale, you can do it in your house. Just keep that in mind. And since we're using natural gas, every now and then we have to crack some windows and stuff, because we actually have set off our CO alarm before. And no day would be complete without some chicken drama. The little cockerel that I had brought inside during the winter storm, that was covered in chicken mites, and then I was able to get him in a better condition and integrate him back with the flock. Well, he is back in the house in my bathtub, because I found him outside with bloodied feet and legs, and all the chickens were pecking at his legs. So he must have gotten like some kind of little boo-boo or something, and you know how chickens do, as soon as they see blood, it's food. He just still doesn't seem right. I don't understand what's wrong with him. He doesn't act like he's sick or anything like that. His crop is emptying. So I don't know, I'm just keeping him inside for a few days to monitor him and see if he gets his energy back. All right, so we're gonna do an experiment and tap this hickory tree. And we have quite a few hickories on the property, so if we find that this turns out good and everything works just fine, we're gonna tap some more. But let's see how it goes this year. Like I said, there's just not a lot of information about doing it, actually tapping it for the sap. I'm gonna go like 2 inches, just like we do on the rest of our trees. And if we find I'm not getting enough sap flow, we'll go deeper, up to maybe like 4 inches. So we'll see what happens. But you know what? I'd tap that. Man, this temperature is dropping quick. It was so nice earlier, and now it feels like it's gonna rain and it's really chilly. I checked some of these buckets and they already have a good bit of sap in them, so we are flowing good. I did end up just going a little bit deeper, but right now I'm not seeing any sap flow, so we'll see what happens. All right, see what it does. Maybe these don't flow till later in the season. We'll leave it there and see what happens. And I'll keep you guys updated. There's the rain. So we have lost another hen to a hawk. She was almost a year old, so she was a good sized chicken. And it was back here in these woods that we have fenced in, where, you know, there's no cover over those woods back there, and there's no way to cover them. But honestly, I don't think it would help in this case, because I think what killed her was a Cooper's hawk. The way that she was killed in these woods, you can see the trail of feathers. It definitely would take an agile bird to do what it did. And that is pretty quintessential Cooper's hawk. They're accipiters, and they have real long tails, and they're just designed for very fast movement and hunting in the woods. And their favorite diet is other birds, and they have no problem attacking your backyard chickens or the birds at your bird feeder. They're called chicken hawks for a reason. So they're back in lockup, and now we are down to 16 chickens for our winter flock. I'm pretty certain now that that's a bird that I've been seeing in these woods back here, sitting in these trees, looking back over this way, over our chicken area. Kind of helps to know what I'm dealing with, because this fishing line is not going to protect these birds probably whatsoever from a Cooper's hawk. It'll help to deter it, but they're just extremely good flyers and can fly in some incredibly small spaces. And yeah, so this actually is probably a much bigger problem than just dealing with a red-tailed hawk. So the hawk drama continues.